Why's my hair so messy? Whatever. What? Why is it standing? Whatever. Right. So, what I'm going to talk about is a subject that might be a little bit dark for some people, and some of the things that I might say might even be wrong. So, if you have another opinion about it, or you feel that you disagree about it, please go ahead and leave a reply. Leave a comment. But you've seen the title of this video. I kind of. I think I know why so many men is taking their lives, and why it's mostly men than women. Even though men and women are closely, you know, there's a little bit more men than women in the world, but it's not like this. It's like this, right? There's a little bit more men, but it's kind of equal. Oh, I'm talking about like biologically men, right? Not about your um, preference, gender preference. I'm talking about like biological. Why is it that more men are killing themselves than women? Have you ever sat down and asked this question to yourself? A lot of people, including me before, just took it granted. Oh, it's just reality. More men kill themselves. But I think I know now why. It's because a lot of men don't know why they exist. You might you might have a you might be perplexed with what I just said, but men need a reason for them to exist. If you don't have a reason for why you wake up the next day, you don't have a concrete reason for your future, for your life, it all becomes meaningless. When you just go by the stream of life, go by the river, see where it takes you. You start seeing your life as meaningless, seeing your actions as meaningless, seeing everything you do as it doesn't matter. Basically, your existence no longer matters. Doesn't affect a lot of people. It's because you go by the stream of life. You go by the river. You go by the flow. That's why your actions doesn't have any impact to anybody. A lot of people are also going by the stream of life. Not just you. But if you decide to stop and go by the river, go against it, against the current, you start, the waves start to impact you. The waves start to impact the people around you. Your actions and motives begin to give you reason, begin to give reason of why you even exist the next day, why you want to exist the next day. So many men kill themselves because they no longer have a reason to live. They think that they no longer have the reason to live. They no longer need to live. Nobody loves them. Nobody cares about them. Blah, blah, blah. Well, Have you ever just stopped and think why that is? Why nobody cares about you? If you've been going by the river, you don't have your purpose, you don't have your motive, the why to your motivation, the why for your mission. If you don't have that, if you don't have, if you don't go against the flow, against the river, you're just like everybody else. You're vanishing to the background. Nobody, nobody sees that you exist. Have you ever gone to a school? Obviously. Have you ever been in an event at a school, at some I don't know, sports event or something, an event at school? Why is it that not many people even acknowledge you? Not a lot of people talk with you. Nobody. It feels like nobody even knows that you exist. Yeah, they do, but they're more focused on other people now. Why? Because you vanish. You just become this. You're no longer interesting. You don't have a purpose. You don't do everything with a sense of purpose. You just do it because it gives you pleasure. It's easy. It's comforting. And there's seemingly no negatives in doing it. But there is negatives. Don't think that easy things doesn't have negatives. A lot of easy things that you could do in everyday life. Go to social media, go to YouTube, watch porn, play video games. All of those easy things have negative consequences. But what about the hard things? What about going to the gym every single day? What about getting doing your first ever pull-up? The hard things, they don't really seem like they have consequences, do they? The reason why so many men kill themselves is because they don't have a meaning in what they do in life, and therefore their life has no meaning. When your life doesn't have a meaning, then it gives you this sense of, okay, it's alright if you take your life away. They don't feel loved or cared about. They don't feel like people around them truly cares about them. Because if people around you doesn't love you or doesn't care about you, maybe you didn't even love them. Maybe you didn't show that you love them. Maybe you're not present when you talk with them. Maybe you're not grateful for them. Therefore, that's another check in the box. One is that a lot of the things you do, everything that you do doesn't have a meaning or a purpose. And now, seemingly, nobody loves you, nobody cares about you. Finally, the third one, the last box, is that they absolutely despise themselves. They hate themselves. You can only kill somebody. You can only kill a human being if you hate them. If a stranger walks by the road, you've never seen that person before, would you actually kill him? That's a stranger. You don't have a personal connection. You don't like or love them. You don't really care about them a lot. They just walk by. Would you kill them? Of course not. If your worst ever enemy, the greatest, the person that you hate the most, walks by, mocks you, talks trash about you, etc., etc., that will really put you, like, you would actually consider killing them, wouldn't you? Going back, you could only really kill yourself if you hate yourself, if you don't have a good self-esteem, if you don't respect yourself. You'd only kill yourself if your self-image, it's called self-image because that's how you view your own image, that's how you view yourself. You only kill yourself when you hate that image, when you hate everything that you do, that you hate the way you live, you hate how you interact with people, you hate how you do this, you hate how you do that. You hate you. You've seen my previous videos before. I believe I posted a video titled "This is why men need a purpose" or "Use jealousy as a fuel." Those videos, I feel like, ticks them, right? A lot of my videos are suggesting you to do things, and those things basically cancels those boxes. You don't hate yourself, you have purpose in your actions. The people love you more now. They care about you more because you love them more, you care about them more, you lead them. You set yourself as an example, as a figure of excellence, or a figure that tries to be excellent. If those all three of those things are accomplished in some way, maybe not, they're not fully accomplished, but they're somewhat accomplished. There's a little bit of check in those three boxes. If all three of those, you lead, you love yourself, you have meaning in your actions. If those three are checked, are somewhat checked, a little bit checked, a big check, you wouldn't kill yourself. You wouldn't even dare kill yourself. Right? Death is inevitable. It's a part of life. It's the end of the road. Every road ends, and the road of life ends with death. So why not? You would have zero, reason why you'd go ahead and skip all of the journey and just go at the end, right? You would have no reason to do that if the journey itself, your own life, is actually worth living. Most men have lives, most men that have suicidal thoughts have lives that doesn't have meaning, lives that aren't worth living, lives that they despise themselves. And you could go ahead and do the coward way out and kill yourself. I would prefer not to. I would very much prefer if you wouldn't kill yourself and join this self-improvement community. Be a person like me who tries to improve themselves. But you could go on and kill yourself like a coward. It takes a real man to change their entire life. Read the book titled The Way of the Superior Man by David Gaida. No, David Data, I think. whatever. I forgot the author. Do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it, and conquer your day if you haven't already.